Uganda is a beautiful country blessed with both natural and artificial vegetation. That's why it's called the Pearl of Africa. The vegetation consists of trees that produce fruits for consumption, home for some animals, and raw materials like timber for construction. There are national and privately owned forests including Mabira, Kalinzu, Budongo, and Bugoma. But Uganda is steadily losing its beautiful forests at a rate of 3% every year, making it one of the countries at the risk of desertification. Of all the products got from trees, charcoal takes 40%. With the demand of charcoal within and outside Uganda, in the near future, Uganda will lose most of its trees to charcoal production if the status quo is maintained.
The trees cover the wider vegetative cover. So one thing that is happening is forests are disappearing because people are cutting down trees to burn charcoal. Like for example, it is said that almost 40% of the total deforestation is caused by charcoal production.
The 2015 National Charcoal Survey estimates that charcoal production creates more than 20,000 jobs for Ugandans. Abirizidan is a charcoal burner in Akasongola district. He says charcoal production is his livelihood, even when he is well aware of the impact it creates to the environment.
Njimazeemu emyaka 3 mulimu mulala gwe nsobola okukola n'enfunamu ssente nsobola okulima. Omwaka bwe mba ngefubyeko nsobola okufunamu miliyoni nga 4.5 kisinziira ku bbeeyi ebeerawo. Manda gano ng'okyezza ekisookera ddala nfunamu ekyokulya mpeerera ndabirira amaka gange e Kampala era mpeerera abaana bange mu manda gange era nkitwala nga kintu kikulu nsuubira okugavaamu kubanga emiti gikendedde.
In the 1990s, 24% of the land in Uganda was covered by trees. Today, only 9% of the total land is covered by trees.
I must tell you that right now we are at about 9% forested area. We are losing forests at a rate of almost the rate of population of growth, almost about 3.3 or so % per year. So from 24% in 1990, now we are at 9%. You can imagine what I'm talking about. So even much as we are planting, because we are also doing quite a lot as government to plant, but we are not planting as much as we are losing. We are losing much more than we are planting. So it is a very huge challenge.
As the demand for charcoal increases, even the price is hiking. A kilo of charcoal now costs 4,000 shillings, and the sack ranges from 80,000 to 100,000, making it one of the most viable businesses in Uganda.
Per sack right now, a sack is at 80,000. Yeah, for example, like this packet I'm holding in my hands, I sell it at 1,000. So you can understand, to sell this bucket, first of all, first get 80 buckets to get your capital, and then look for the extra to get your profits. It becomes a bit harder, including the debts.
So, this one goes for 1,000 shillings. Now, it takes 120 of these to make a full sack. Dixon tells me that a sack goes for 80,000 on a wholesale price. Now, making 120 times 1,000, it comes to 120,000. Meaning, one sack of charcoal brings in a profit of 40,000, if my mathematics is right. So, figure out how much Ugandans are making if someone can sell up to 100 sacks of charcoal in 1 month.
According to the National Charcoal Survey 2015, about 124,025 sacks of charcoal is used by households in Uganda per day. Charcoal is mainly consumed in urban areas. On average, a household spends 1,942 shillings and an additional 2,015 shillings during the wet season per day.
Amanda ngakula kusinziira ku batunda imabegako tubadde tugula bulungi naye kati amanda bagaseera okufa akalobo kamu tekyali manda ga 1,000 batandikira ku 2,000 akataasa kamu ate akatono olunaku emabega mategesa amanda ga nusu bakanga naye kati nkozesa amanda ga 1,000 kati akampala wano ffe ab'e Kampala tulina kukozesa manda kozesa amanda eno Kampala ate okoza abamu naye nze wano nkozesa amanda.
Kenya has banned charcoal production in order to protect her trees and the environment. This has led to high demand of charcoal from Uganda. Tons of charcoal from Uganda, for that matter, are being smuggled to Kenya every day.
We are not exporting charcoal to Kenya, Uganda, or Sudan. What is happening is actually smuggling. Because there is a statutory ban by the Minister of Water and Environment. And that ban is on charcoal. Whoever is taking the charcoal, it's actually smuggling.
Charcoal is the major source of energy for cooking in Uganda. Other sources include biogas, electricity, and gas. Even when there are many alternative sources of energy, charcoal is cheaply and widely consumed. Because of the demands, therefore, people are steadily and rapidly cutting down trees for charcoal. Uganda, a third world country with low income status per capita, can find it hard to shift totally from using charcoal to modern and clean energy. However, the good news is charcoal can be produced and consumed without negatively impacting on the environment.
It can be produced from other alternatives that don't directly involve reducing vegetation. Because when you plant a small forest with short rotation of 6 years, purposeful for charcoal production, okay, you can phase the harvesting, then become sustainable. If you produce from waste, then you're achieving sustainability, because also waste will be hazardous to the environment. When you put it to another use, it's like you're extending the hazardous effect of the waste.
The president, in a move to protect some of the tree species which are getting extinct due to charcoal production, passed a ban on harvesting some specific trees, especially the shea nut tree.
The number of trees that we are specifically conserving is in a belt in northern Uganda. There are two. One is a Physilia. It's called a Physilia africana, which is especially cut down for its timber. But the other one, which should be of more interest to you, is the shea nut tree, because it's being specifically cut down for charcoal, and we have come into force. We have the government has declared it a protected tree species, and cutting it down is illegal.
Traditionally, domestic waste has been regarded as worthless. However, the domestic waste can be recycled and reused to produce charcoal. To make charcoal from domestic wastes means that the rubbish on the streets and dumps will be reduced.
People should know is that human waste is a big resource. Germany and Sweden are importing human waste from Indonesia and China, and they're using it to produce fuel. This is one way. If we utilize waste biomass to produce charcoal, then we lessen the negative impact on the environment, because that wood was already harvested. It's better than going back to the forest and harvest fresh wood for charcoal production. If we use old furniture from old broken houses or wooden structures, or we use agricultural residues, then that way can produce charcoal in a more environmentally friendly way.
Several entrepreneurs and environmentalists have hit the market introducing better energy-saving stoves to reduce on the pressure of cutting down trees for charcoal. which are mostly used wastefully. The new stoves can help you save your charcoal.
It can really save energy up to 60%. It can utilize charcoal or anything that you put in.
Yeah, I can see firewood.
Very well. Yes, you can use firewood, you can use charcoal, and actually you can use anything that burns, from maize cobs to charcoal to firewood, twigs, wood chips, anything that burns.
Charcoal production is the major reason forests in Uganda are getting depleted. But according to the 2015 National Charcoal Survey, the irony is that charcoal production contributes $26.8 million to the GDP every year. Will Uganda sacrifice her trees for the dollars or reduce on her GDP and conserve the trees?